The rain fell heavy that afternoon, thick, unkind, and endless. In the heart of Lagos, people rushed beneath tin roofs and broken umbrellas, running from the storm. But under a lonely mango tree near a gated mansion, one young girl stayed. Her hair was drenched, her clothes clung to her skin, yet she knelt beside a small child, the billionaire's daughter, drawing letters in the mud with her finger. "See," she whispered softly, "that's how you write your name, Amara." And the little girl smiled, bright as dawn. From the top balcony of the mansion, a tall man watched them, the billionaire himself, Chief Adewale. At first, his eyes narrowed in disbelief. Who was this ragged child? Why was she teaching his daughter in the rain? But something about that scene froze him. The mud on her hands, the calm in her voice, the look of peace his daughter hadn't shown in months. He felt something stir, something he hadn't felt in years. And that was the moment everything began to change. Her name was Zuri, meaning beautiful in Swahili. She was 18, though hardship made her seem older. Her mother had died 2 years ago. Her father, a carpenter, lost his life in a building collapse. Since then, Zuri slept in an abandoned bus by the roadside, surviving on scraps and willpower. But every morning, she carried a single mission: to sit by that same mango tree near the billionaire's gate and read from a torn children's book she found in the trash. Letters, words, small dreams, she taught herself what school had denied her. It was under that tree that she first met Amara, the billionaire's daughter. A shy child who rarely spoke, traumatized by her mother's passing and her father's absence. While Chief Adewale built empires, his daughter built silence. One morning, Amara wandered out to the gate, chasing a fallen paper plane. That's when she met Zuri. And somehow, two worlds touched. Day after day, the homeless girl taught the billionaire's child how to read. They laughed, they shared bread, they shared stories, and in those quiet moments, the walls of class and wealth melted away. Zuri never asked for money. She only gave knowledge and kindness. But fate has a way of rewarding the pure and testing the proud. One afternoon, the mansion's guard shouted, "Hey, you, move away from the gate." Zuri stood frozen, clutching her torn book. Before she could speak, Chief Adewale's car pulled in, a black Range Rover, windows tinted. He stepped out, expensive suit dripping from the rain. His daughter ran forward. "Papa, this is Zuri, she's teaching me to read." Adewale stared at the homeless girl, mud on her face, eyes too brave for her age. He turned to his security, voice cold. "I don't want strangers near my child. Ever again." Zuri tried to explain. "Sir, I meant no harm." But his voice cut through her words like thunder. "Leave, now." Amara began to cry, clutching her small book. But Zuri only smiled through her tears, whispering, "Don't forget your letters, Amara. You are light." Then she turned, barefoot, and walked into the storm. That night, Adewale sat alone in his marble study. But her voice wouldn't leave his mind. "You are light." He poured himself a drink, but something inside him refused to rest. Days passed. Amara stopped smiling. She refused her lessons, barely spoke, and drew Zuri's name in chalk on the floor. Meanwhile, Adewale's empire trembled, a scandal in one of his companies. His phone never stopped ringing, but inside, he felt empty. His wealth couldn't fix his daughter's silence. One evening, while driving through the market, he saw her again, Zuri. She was helping a group of street kids read signs aloud, her voice soft and warm. Her face lit up in the dusk glow, eyes filled with purpose. Something shifted in him. He parked the car quietly and watched. Then he walked up. You're the girl from my gate," he said quietly. Zuri bowed her head. "Yes, sir." "Why do you keep teaching them?" he asked. She looked up, unafraid. "Because, sir, I know how it feels to be unseen. If someone had taught me when I was small, maybe my life would have been different." Those words hit him deeper than he expected. That night, he couldn't sleep. He saw flashes, Zuri in the rain, his daughter laughing again. The next morning, he made a decision that would shock everyone around him. Chief Adewale called a press conference. His staff expected another corporate announcement. But when he stepped to the podium, his voice was trembling, real, human. "I built companies," he began, "but I forgot to build hearts." He turned to his daughter, standing beside Zuri, both smiling softly. "This girl, this homeless teacher, reminded me what true wealth means." Gasps filled the room, cameras flashed. He continued, "From today, I am opening the Zuri Foundation for Street Education, to give every child a chance to learn, no matter where they sleep. He placed a hand on Zuri's shoulder. She will be the first director. Zuri's eyes widened. Sir, I'm just a girl with no home. He smiled gently. Not anymore. The room erupted in applause. Zuri wept. Amara hugged her tightly. In that moment, a billionaire found his humanity. And a homeless girl found her destiny. Weeks turned into months. The mango tree still stood, but now it shaded a new sight. A small open school, painted bright yellow, filled with laughter and books. Children came from every corner, orphans, hawkers, beggars. And at the center stood Zuri, chalk in hand, heart full of peace. Chief Adewale visited often, no longer the cold man in a suit. He'd sit on a bench, watching his daughter and Zuri read together, smiling quietly. Sometimes, the wind carried laughter across the yard. The sound of redemption, of change, of second chances. They say true wealth is not counted in coins, but in the hearts you lift when no one else will. Zuri taught letters to a child, and in return, taught a billionaire how to see. The hand that gives knowledge, the elders say, writes its name in the book of the ancestors. And that was how a homeless girl rewrote her destiny.